Hi guys, and welcome to episode 10 of my Giant Killer series on Football Manager 2016, following my journey with Alessandria from the Italian Serie C, hopefully all the way up to the Serie A. And obviously, as you hopefully know, if you saw the previous season, the previous episodes, we managed to get promotion last season. We managed to get promotion to the Serie B. And one thing that I actually forgot to mention in the season review is that I am now a favoured personnel for the club. Christian Sosa is also a favoured personnel, my excellent assist making right back from last season. And Manuel Maris has actually, in one season playing for us, became a legend. He's became a legend for many reasons, really, but the main one, he is bloody awesome. He's just absolutely amazing. Obviously, you know this already if you've watched the previous episodes, but look at that. His performance last season, 7.77 rating. He's just unreal. So next I'd like to look at the transfers. So we have done a bit of business. We haven't actually spent any money in doing this business, but we've brought some players in. In terms of the players out, first of all, though, the majority of these are youngsters that were never going to make the cut, apart from Antimo Junko, who I just decided not to renew his contract because he was being a bit of a bitch and asking for first team football. And then Simone Branca has gone on loan to Pavia. First signing that we made, Manuel Maris. Obviously, club legend, didn't want to let him go. His contract was up at Spezia, so we made him a contract offer and he accepted, thankfully. I was a bit wary of making him a contract offer because I am concerned about our finances as a club, and I've got every right to be, but I'll show you the finances screen in a little bit. But Manuel Maris, obviously not much need to be said about him. A very good player and glad to have him at the club, well, for another season really. We've made quite a few loan signings, as you can see. We made 5 loan signings. So the first of those is Luka Cechin from Verona. He is a centre midfielder. He's a young centre midfielder. Basically, I just wanted some extra cover in centre midfield. Obviously, we've got a few older centre midfielders, and Cechin's going to be a backup, really. Niall Mason from Aston Villa is the next loan signing that we made, and he is a centre back. He is obviously another youngster. He's 19 years old, but if you look at his tackling, mark, and heading attributes, they are pretty damn good. He's got a bit to improve in other areas of his game, but just for that, I thought I'd bring him in on loan. He'd be a useful squad player. Next up, on loan from Lazio, we've got a fella called Clay Vakaj, an Albanian. He's an attacking midfielder. He looks pretty good also. He's going to be backup as well. I didn't feel we had enough cover for the attacking midfield roles, so this guy can obviously he can cover us for the left side and the centre attacking midfield as well as playing the centre midfield. So he's a pretty useful player all round really. We brought Michael. Why did I say his name like that? No, his name's probably. Well, it's not going to be Michael because he's not English, but I'll say Michael. Michael Fabro. That just really doesn't make sense. And we got him on a free. He was playing for Bassano, who were in our league and are in our league again this season, actually, because they got promoted through the playoffs. He was playing for them last season. He played twice and scored none. However, he's done a bit better for us in the friendlies so far in the preseason. He's played 3 times, well, started 3 times, 5 games altogether, and he scored 2 with 2 assists and 2 Man of the Match awards. So, pretty good start for him. Next up, we brought in Luca Vido from AC Milan on loan, and this again it was to cover the attacking midfield role. I want to have an extra player or 2 for each position, and this guy looks like he can do the job. And he's played once. His first appearance, actually, he played extremely well. The entire team played really well, actually, but he was one of the standouts. You can see he's played once and he's got a 9.3 rating. And the last bit of business that's been completed so far is another loan signing he's called Axel Gulen. He's an Italian on loan from Fiorentina, another attacking midfielder, again just to give cover for us. We are currently also looking at this fella, Lucas Capuzzi, as backup for centre forward position. Obviously we've got Boccolon, we've got Marconi, and what was his name? That Michael bloke. He can also play at striker, but I just thought it'd be nice to have one extra striker as well, so that's what he'll be doing on a free transfer, of course. And then some outgoing transfer news. Fernando Vitafrancesco has wanted to leave the club for quite a while now. I've been offering him to clubs for lots of money, and I've just been gradually decreasing it. I offered him out for 100,000 about 2 weeks ago, in game time obviously, and eventually Zaragoza have come in with an offer, and I've obviously accepted it. So it'll actually just be nice to see him out the door. To be quite honest, he's a bit of a moaner. Just before we get into the results from pre-season, I just thought I'd let you know that we've actually managed to sell almost, or is it in fact? It is in fact more than double the amount of season tickets that we managed to sell last season. Last season we sold 750. As of today, we've sold 1,505 season tickets, and that's expected to rise up to around 1,600, which is just amazing stuff for us and will help our finances immensely. Speaking of our finances, this is how they look at the moment. Minus £662,048. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, to be honest. You can see we're making a profit so far for this month also. I've got to say some of the friendly games have helped. We have played a couple of games against bigger teams, and also we've managed to get a few friendly games televised. There's one coming up actually, the game against Roma, friendly game against Roma we've got televised. We got the game against Inter Milan televised as well. So that helps, but we are going to have to start looking at, if we don't make any progress on the field in terms of competition money for getting through to the next round of the cup, whatever, we are going to have to look at selling a few more players, but hopefully it won't come to that. So let's get into the nitty gritty of pre-season. We are actually about 3/4 of the way through pre-season, but the Italian Cup starts before a few weeks before the actual league campaign starts. So we'll just go through the results that we've had so far. We played Atalanta, who did get relegated from Serie A last season, so we'll be playing against them in the league this season, and it was an unfortunate 2-1 defeat against them. Then we followed that up with a 1-0 victory over FC Azzurri with the Massimo Leviso goal in the 75th minute. We really should have been scoring more against a team like that. They are quite low down the Italian pyramid. I couldn't think of what the word was. Then we played against AC Milan, and we lost 2-0. We actually did an alright account for ourselves. The fact that it was only 2-0 against AC Milan is pretty damn good. Well, at least that's what I thought then. But of course, you may have seen there's a few more fixtures to come which look quite interesting in terms of scorelines. We then played a team called Nates, who I don't have a clue who they are, but I'm assuming that they're a low league team, and we won 2-0 again with Gianluca Nico and Michel Marconi getting a goal each. And then we managed to beat Fiorentina 1-0. Niccolò Cottarelli, a youngster who's actually since then been moved down back to the under-20s, just because my squad's looking a bit full. But he scored against Fiorentina. That's if he doesn't do anything else in his career with Alessandria, he'll always have that he scored against Fiorentina in a pre-season friendly. Then we played against Frosinone, who are also a Serie A team. We lost 2-1 to them. They went 2-0 up, Ricardo Boccolon grabbing 1 goal back for us. Then we played against Stade Lausanne, who are a French team, I think, and we beat them 2-0. David Spriano and Michel Marconi, 2 quick-fire goals in the 60th and 65th minute. And then we managed a 0-0 draw against Inter. This game was televised, and it's the friendly that's had the highest attendance so far this pre-season. And we managed a 0-0 draw against Inter, which I was delighted with. And we actually, we were in the game. You can see from the stats, we each had 11 shots. We actually had more shots on target than them, and possession's pretty close too. So extremely pleased with some of the performances in pre-season. If we can bring that into the league campaign, then it's going to be an alright year for us, I think. Next up we played against Aranzano, who are a lower league Italian side, and we beat them 3-0, rightfully so. Bonaperti and Boccolon getting the goals there. Then we played against Lazio, another Serie A team, and another victory. A 3-1 victory this time. We were actually 3-0 up at half time. Fabro, that's what his surname is. I need to try and cement that into my brain. Fabro, Nico and Boccolon getting the goals for us. Balde Keita getting one back for Lazio, but it wasn't enough. And we beat another Serie A team 3-1. And then the match that we just played against was a bit of a ridiculous one, really. Um, Arconatese, I think that's how you say it. They are actually an amateur Italian football team, so not really fair. But 9-0 victory for us. You, we were 6-0 up at half time. That's all I feel I need to say about that one. So today's game is against Empoli, but before we get into that, we've actually signed some new staff. Quite a few new staff. I actually noticed when I was just browsing around that I had space for an extra 8 coaches, so I decided to use that space. You can see all the coaches there that we've got. I believe all of them are new, or at least most of them are. The goalkeeping coach and fitness coach are the same, and the head of youth development is also the same. I've changed my assistant manager also. Gianluca De Angelis has replaced Michel Fini, and he seems to know what he's doing a lot more than Michel Fini ever did. A big name in our coaching lineup is Alessandro Del Piero. You know, the guy from Juve, that awesome striker. Yeah, him. So, after hanging up his boots at Toulouse, it appears, he was playing for Toulouse. How did I not know that? After hanging his boots up for Toulouse, he's decided to join us in a coaching role, and he's a pretty good coach, actually. He's a pretty good coach, actually. So we've obviously got him for his technical ability, but his history of winning competitions with Juve will help us also. So that's the coaches. Also realised we had room for another, I think it was 5 scouts, and there's a big name in there as well, Sylvain Wiltord, obviously ex-Arsenal. I think that's the major names. You can see we are the best for training in every single area, which is what I like to see. We're also above average in scouting. Medical team could do with a bit of work. I did bring one physio in. I'll probably have to look at that in the future, but it's not really top of my priority list at the moment. Even though we're just covering the Italian Cup match today, I thought I'd just show you the Serie B preview for the season. It reckons we're going to be 19th. We're going to finish 19th. We're 50-1 to win the title. Obviously not expecting to do that. I would just be happy to avoid relegation this season. But those results against the bigger Serie A teams have put a bit of hope in my mind that we might be able to do a bit better than that. But I don't want to jinx things or anything like that. In terms of competition expectations for the season, as I said, we're expected to avoid relegation this season. And in the Italian Cup, we're expected to reach the 3rd qualifying round. So all we've got to do is beat Empoli today, and we'll have met our expectation. Empoli are another team, just like Atalanta, who we played in that pre-season friendly and got beat by 2-1. Empoli are another team that got relegated from Serie A last season, so it's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. But hopefully, we can get through against Empoli today. So our lineup for today's match is as follows. Nordi is in goal. It's actually, just before we get into the rest of the lineup, doesn't include any of the new signings in the starting 11, simply because I feel like our best team is still a team that won us promotion last season. So we've got Nordi in goal, Sosa at right back, Manfred and Siri in centre of defence. Manfred, incidentally, who I've extended his loan, so he's on loan to us again until the end of this season. And Sabato at left back. We've got Nico and Leviso in centre midfield. Maris, technically new signing, not really. Club legend Maris, right attacking midfield. Fishnala centre attacking midfield. Boniperti on the left. And Marconi, the lone striker up front. In terms of instructions, this is the instructions that I gave for those good results in pre-season against Inter, Fiorentina and Lazio. I was actually getting the team to drop slightly deeper and stick to positions. Stick to positions is one that I've always got on just to make sure they're not wandering around aimlessly. So let's see how we get on. Squad number has to be given to one player. Who's it going to be? It's Axel Gulen, because he's brand new. He's not getting number 2, because that is a defender's number. You can get number 32. So Empoli are favourites for this, 4-5. Obviously freshly relegated from Serie A, if you would call getting relegated being fresh. And we're 3-1. Now just looking at their formations, they're playing 4-3-1-2. Not going to know any of their players, really. So there's not really much point in looking. And this is just going to be a joyous occasion, being able to actually have an assistant manager that can help with opposition instructions. Because Michel Feeney used to just say, I didn't feel comfortable helping you with opposition instructions, even though that's part of his job. So thank you, Gianluca. That's very helpful. However, I'd like to take the team talk myself still. I'll go with that. Nobody expects us to get a result, so just go out there and enjoy playing without any pressure on you. That's the team talk that I actually used in the preseason games against Serie A teams. So fingers crossed. So we've got kick-off. We're going to do something straight away. It's Maris, Marconi. Oh, that would have been a shock. That would have been such a shocking start to the game. Naughty with a goal kick. Out to the right towards Maris, but Cini gets there. Cini intercepts again. Deuce, Krunic, Maiello, Kosic. Now it's Zambelli running down the right. Crosses in. Good block. Oh, we need to defend this. I can't even speak. We can't afford to concede an early goal. Zambelli blocked again. Corner, Signorelli, and that's 1-0 to Empoli. Oh no, it was a handball. Kosic, goal disallowed for handball. It's Cini on the left, gives it to Deuce. Zambelli crosses in. Macedal, what a name! Like, not even going to try. Macedalizzi. Corner for us. Leviso. It's Bonaperti. He shoots. It's saved by Pelagotti, and Maiello comes away with the ball. Manages to clear it. It's our first good effort though there. Oh, Maris is looking like he's picked up a knock. Do I take him off? I'm going to take him off. I know his condition's getting better, but league comes first, I'm afraid. That'll be a risk, bringing Goulin on. He's not very sharp, so I'm not going to do that. I'll move Bonaperti. Yeah, we'll move Bonaperti to the right. And then we'll bring on... Oh, we've got options now. I like it. Options. Miguel. Clay. Bring on Mikel. So Fabro coming on for Manuel Maris. Sosa with a throw. Fischnaller. Back to Sosa. And the lag strikes. It's Nico. Oh, 1-0. Gianluca Nico. What a finish. What a goal. We're 1-0 up here away to Empoli in the Italian Cup. It's half time and we're 1-0 up. Gianluca Nico with an absolute worldie of a finish there. Awesome stuff. Sosa with the assist. He's just starting as he means to go on. Obviously, so many assists last season. He's just gonna continue getting them, it appears, this season. Touch wood. So Empoli getting underway in the second half. Zambelli running down the right. He has looked a bit of a danger man for Empoli. Old Zambelli. And there's Maiello. Now it's Krunic. Signorelli. Juice. Monticello. Out to Cini. It's headed away. Cini's got another chance to cross it in now. Monticello's there. Oh, they've equalised. 1-1. Gaetano Monticello grabs his 20th career goal and we're level. And Massimo Leviso has pulled his hamstring. Really, game? We're going to do this. We're going to get all these injuries a few weeks before the start of the season. Is that how you want to play it? Really? So, do we bring on Check-in or Cittadino? We'll bring on the loan signing. At least I think he's one of the ones that's on loan. Yeah, Check-in coming on for the injured Leviso. Manfran on a 6.5. Series on a yellow card as well. So, come on, lads. Let's grab a winner, please. It's a corner for Empoli. Signorelli crosses it in. Monticello's there. Now it's Fantacci. Monticello saved by Nordi. Sabato clears. It's not been as eventful this second half so far. And I think I'm going to make my final change. This is the only change that I've actually been able to decide on myself due to injuries. But Fischnaller's going to come off and I'm going to bring on Luca Vido. I think he performed really well in that friendly against, albeit an amateur team, but let's hope he can do it against a former Serie A team. I can't actually remember if this goes to extra time or if we go to a replay. Or they might just score. Nico, Sabato. Or can we get a counter-attack now? Marconi needs support. Vido gives it to him. Oh, Vido lost the ball to Deuce. Maiello plays it to Olivieri. Now it's Monachello. Back to Olivieri. Shoots. That's over. Living life on the edge there, Luca Vido. He's been on, what, like 15 minutes or something? He's already got a yellow card. Boniperti. Can we get a counter-attack this time? It's Sosa. Don't lose the ball. Boniperti. Through ball looking for Marconi. Is Marconi going to get it? He does. Oh, side netting. So close from Michel Marconi. We've got a corner now. Boniperti. And that's collected by their goalkeeper. There didn't appear to be many of our players in their box for some strange reason. Monachello now. Perhaps that's because I've got dropped deeper on. It's Fantacci. Now it's Monachello. I feel like a goal could be coming. It's Cini. Monachello blocked. Cini with a chance across it. Sosa tackles. It's not Monachello. It's Cini. Cleared. Now Marconi on the attack for us. Played out wide. Well done. Sabato. Oh, what a terrible touch. Touch of a mammoth by Sabato there. And we've got a corner late on. Boniperti crosses it in. Headed away by Kosic. Now it's check-in. Fabro. Have a shot. Nico. Oh, he scored. He scored in the 92nd minute with the second goal of the game. And that is the goal that sends us through to the next round of the Italian Cup. Get in, son. Gianluca Nico with a brace. Fabro to Marconi. Surely it's just a matter of seconds before the referee blows his whistle. There it is, full time. 2-1 victory. What a great way to start the season. Gianluca Nico. He is just unstoppable when he plays like that. Really special. Well done, lads. Into the hat for the next round, even though the draw's already been done technically, but I can't remember who it is that we're going to be playing against. I guess we'll find out. I know that if we get through the first round of the cup, we play against Udinese, which would be a nice game. We actually meant to play them in a friendly, but it got cancelled. Just like that Roma friendly's been cancelled. That's a bit of a bitch. Oh, we were going to get monies for that. It was going to be on TV and everything. But we're through to the next round, which is nice. Leviso is out for 4 weeks with a pulled hamstring, though. It shouldn't be too bad. We have got a lot of cover in centre midfield, as we have for most positions on the field, really. And we've got a team called Benevento in the Italian Cup, a team who are in the Italian Serie C. So we should beat them, theoretically, because we are the bigger team. But whether that happens or not is another question. Nico on form for Alessandria as well, obviously. So I'm going to take a bit of a risk, and I'm not going to cover the third qualifying round game against Benevento, simply because there's only a game between the game we just played and that one. Do we want to cover the first game? I think we'll do the first league game of the season, and hopefully I'll be explaining how we managed to beat Benevento and get through to the fourth qualifying round of the Italian Cup. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel to get all my content when it comes out, and I'll see you next time.